5 signs you're living on autopilot. Most people assume that mental exhaustion comes from doing too much, from being overwhelmed, from having too many responsibilities. But that explanation feels incomplete, because many people feel exhausted, even when nothing extreme is happening. Life is stable. Work is manageable. Nothing is technically wrong. And yet, there is a quiet sense of mental fatigue. That doesn't seem to resolve. Not with rest. Not with sleep. Not even with time off. That kind of exhaustion has a different source. It comes from living on autopilot. Autopilot doesn't announce itself. It doesn't feel dramatic. It doesn't feel dangerous. In fact, it feels efficient. You keep functioning. You keep responding. You keep moving forward. And because everything still works, you rarely question how present you actually are. That's why it's hard to notice. Here are 5 subtle signs that you might be living on autopilot without realizing it. Sign 1. Your days feel full but strangely blurry. You stay busy. Your calendar has structure. Your tasks get completed. Your days move forward without resistance. But when you try to remember them, they don't leave much behind. Moments blend together. Weeks pass faster than they should. Time feels compressed. Not because nothing happened, but because very little was fully registered. Autopilot doesn't remove activity. It removes depth. You experience life in fragments, in transitions, in reactions. And over time, your memory stops anchoring itself to moments. Sign 2. Silence feels unnecessary, even uncomfortable. Not frightening, not overwhelming, just awkward. So you fill it with background noise, with scrolling, with conversations that don't really go anywhere. Not because you need stimulation, but because stillness leaves too much space. In silence, your mind stops reacting and starts revealing patterns, old thoughts, unfinished questions, background tension. Autopilot prefers noise because noise keeps attention occupied, and slowly, the ability to sit with nothing happening starts to fade. Sign 3. You react more than you choose. Your attention moves faster than your intention. Messages arrive, you answer. Notifications appear, you check. Expectations surface, you comply. Feels productive. It feels responsible. But over time, your mind forgets what it feels like to initiate instead of respond. Decisions become automatic. Days become reactive. Autopilot isn't about lack of control. It's about delayed awareness. You notice you've done after it's already finished. Sign 4. Rest doesn't actually feel restorative. You stop working. You slow down. But your mind doesn't follow. Thoughts keep looping. Plans keep forming. Conversations replay. The body pauses. The mind stays alert. Because autopilot trains attention to stay engaged at all times. So even rest becomes another activity, another state to manage. And presence, rest becomes passive, not restorative. Sign 5. You feel mentally tired without a clear reason. Nothing is clearly wrong. Life is fine. You're functioning. You're coping. But there's a subtle depletion that doesn't have a name. Not burnout. Not sadness. Not anxiety. Just mental wear. Because autopilot doesn't exhaust the body. It exhausts attention. And attention, when fragmented for long enough, loses its ability to settle. Longer pause. Here's what matters most. Autopilot isn't laziness. It isn't a flaw. It isn't a personal failure. It's a natural adaptation to constant input. When the mind is exposed to continuous stimulation, it learns to conserve energy by disengaging from depth. You still participate in life, but from a distance. The problem isn't that you're not doing enough. It's that very little of what you do receives your full presence anymore. And this is why autopilot is hard to escape. Because it doesn't feel wrong. It feels normal. You don't collapse. You don't fall apart. You just drift slightly away from yourself. If these signs didn't feel extreme, that's not an accident. Autopilot doesn't announce itself as a problem. It blends into routine, into responsibility, into modern life. And most people never notice it, because nothing breaks. Something just slowly disconnects.